Evet, geldik şimdi asıl heyecanlı bölüme. Şimdi ben İngilizceyi nereden, kimden, nasıl öğrendim? Sizlere de onu tanıtmak istiyorum. Benim bir hocam var, ismi Janet. Şimdi izninizle ona bağlanıyoruz. Kendisiyle burada. Şimdi hazır, biz zaten konuşuyorduk. 10 dakikadır konuşuyoruz ama video gereği biraz böyle yaptık. Şimdi artık İngilizceye geçelim. Birazcık İngilizce konuşalım. Bakalım ben İngilizce öğrenebilmiş miyim? So hello.
Hello, Muaz. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Okay, so can you introduce yourself? So who are you and where are you living?
Yeah.
And anything you want to say?
Okay, so thank you so much for having me here in your channel. So I'm Janet, and you can see me on social media as English Shara. So I'm a content creator. I create English lessons on social media, and I'm a TESOL certified English teacher, which certifies me to teach English to foreign students. I'm also an IELTS mentor, so I help IELTS test takers prepare for the IELTS test. And yeah, I'm currently here in Denizli, Turkey.
Denizli.
Yes, Denizli,
Okay.
Turkey. Evet. And yeah, I have one daughter, a baby. And
Okay.
yeah, I've been married to my Turkish husband for like almost 4 years now. So yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
It's a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So, our topic is how I learned English, and you know, so could you please let us know when and where we met?
Oh, I actually
Do you remember
met-
that?
Did I? I cannot remember.
It's almost 6 years, actually.
Yeah, it's really like, oh wow, time flies so fast. So we
Yeah.
met, Muaz and I met in the Philippines, and I think you were there to just for vacation, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Winter vacation.
Because in the Philippines, English is their second language. So like wherever you go there, you can see anything in English, and people can actually understand English and can speak English, but we prefer to speak our own language. So Muaz came to the Philippines to for a holiday and to just study English on the side. So we were able to meet each other, and I was his teacher. He was a good student.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how was my English? Is there any improve right now? Because it's almost 6 years. So do you? I don't know if you remember that. So how was my English 6 years ago, and now how is it?
Oh well, your English was like, if you couldn't understand something, you just smile. Or just laugh, right? Yeah, but now look at
Okay.
you right now.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
already speak in English, so it means that you're more confident. You know, I remember that time when we first met. It's like I don't know. It's a bit awkward because I had to ask you to introduce yourself too. Or explain some things, but your vocabulary, your sentence structure is still limited. But now look at you, you're more confident speaking English. So I can see great improvement, really.
Oh, really? Thank you. but I'm not agree with you. I'm sorry. I'm still learning.
You
now.
have to
still learn.
believe in yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I have some questions for you as well.
Sure.
And the first question is, how did you start teaching English, and what do you think about the experience of working in Turkey in this field? This is important because almost all of my subscribers all from Turkey, and so that's why I'm asking, especially in Turkey. So what about your experience of working in Turkey?
Oh well.
So do you have some Turkish students, right?
Yeah, I do have. Yeah, so I started teaching English when I was in the university. I was in second year, in my second year in the university. And I was studying in the university in the morning and working as an English teacher at night, online. So my first students were Koreans. And then after graduating, I started working in an international school, in language centers. So that helped me to be more exposed with foreign students. And right now, I'm teaching English online here in Turkey. But I can say, based on my experience and the students that I met here in Turkey, English is taught differently. I mean, for example, I met some students who are in the middle school, and I saw their English books are full of words in English that are actually super difficult to understand. They just memorize the words in English. So I was like, how could you understand those words? How do you know each word? They said no, they just memorize it for exams. So I guess that is one thing that I've observed about English learners learning English here in Turkey. And but generally Turkish learners are keen on learning. You know, whenever you ask them to do something, they really work hard to do that. So because they have aim. And yeah, I think that's one of the interesting things I figure out while I'm staying here in Turkey.
But the thing is, we start learning English about when we 8 years old and 10 years old. And I'm 28 right now, but it's still going. Still, I need to still study. So I think there's maybe some educational problem. Maybe the system has some problem with it. But you're right. We only learn English only for an exam.
Right.
That's true.
But yeah, things have already changed. I could see lots of language centers even around my area, you know, and they do cater English teaching to kids, you know, like 3 years and above. So I can see kids going to language centers. They just play, but they actually learn, you know, basic English words like apple, table, something like that. Yeah. So as early as possible, their parents expose them to English.
So is that really good? Start learning in 3 years old, 5 years old,
Yeah,
or
I think
because
so.
for me, I started learning Chinese when I was in 18 years old, and this is better. That's okay. Chinese language, I speaking Chinese better than okay. You see, I still cannot speak it. So my Chinese is better than my English.
Yeah, but because you stayed in China and you're exposed to the language there, right? You would always speak Chinese. But I used to work in China too, in Wuhan, and our students there were like 3-year-olds, and their parents are really pushing them to study English. But as a language teacher, I can say that it's really a good time to learn language because kids can easily understand and can learn the language. You know, adults have a lot of things to think about rather than kids, right? So kids just learn, you know, play, and they adapt the language by playing and learning.
So you mean that's good start to learning English 3 to 5 years old?
Yeah, as young as you can, as young as possible. Learn because it's easy to teach kids and it's easy for them to learn something. So as early as possible,
Okay, my second question is, what are the most common mistakes Turkish students make when learning English, and how can they fix them? Do you have any example for it?
I think
laughing.
generally
I think
grammar, because what's that? Turkish people tend to translate in their head from Turkish to English. So when they translate, they tend to make mistakes. Like, let's say, I am go to pazar. So basically, I go to pazar, or I have to go to pazar, right?
Yes.
And they put Turkish and English together. It becomes Turkish. So pazar is actually in Turkish. So that's one thing that they do. What else? I am work right now, for example. So in the present continuous.
Yeah.
So instead of saying that, they can say I am working right now, right? What else? Yeah, general grammar, past tense. I didn't went there. You know, did you went there? Right? So instead of saying that, did you go there? Right? Or go to home, right? I go to home. Eve gidiyorum. So I go to home.
So it's I am going.
I'm going home, right? So preposition to, it's a mistake, right? So eve, because to home, right? Because they always translate things. Pronunciation as well, you know, especially words that end in ing, like singing, for example. They say singing or singing. Right?
Yeah, same thing in Chinese actually. When we look, because in China, there's, yes, we write in N and G, but they pronounce it ng, something like this.
Right.
But yeah, same thing in Chinese as well. When Turkish people learning Chinese, same problem in there.
Right, right. Because Turkish is a phonetic language, so you say each sound. But English has a lot of silent sounds. So Turkish students have a hard time pronouncing, you know, English words. That's why. So I think those are like common mistakes Turkish students make when they study English. And because they make a lot of mistakes about grammar, how can they fix them is by trying to pushing themselves to think in English, you know? When you translate things from your head, like you think in Turkish and then you try to translate it and speak it in English, you will make a lot of mistakes. So if you try to train your mind to, you know, think in English, then I guess that could be a remedy to, that could be a way to fix the mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
That's great.
Do you have like common mistakes and how you overcome them?
Yeah, grammar is also hard for me as well. Maybe you already know it, but I don't know how it's going right now. I mean, my English. We already speaking around 10 minutes, right? So how is everything in my English?
Yeah, your English is like pronunciation, the accent, it's clear. But of course, we cannot avoid making those mistakes since English is not our second language and we're still trying to learn things. So yeah, there's still, you know, grammar lapses, slips in there, but I can understand you clearly, actually.
That's the point, actually. So I think the communication is the best thing when you're learning some different languages.
Right.
Because yeah, body is also language. So if you tell what you're thinking in your bad English or in your body English, body language, not body English, but body language is, I think the communication is the best thing in your conversation, but not always. For example, if you work some places who want to listen your English, so you always have to know more about in English, so you have to explain everything very clear. For example, you have a meeting or you are in a really important area. I don't know how to describe this, but yes, body language is great, communication is great, but not always. Sometimes you really need to say everything is really clear and true.
Right, that's true.
So I have one more question for you. So have you worked with students from different countries? How do cultural differences affect the language learning progress, especially Turkish students?
Yeah, I've worked with students from different countries. And yeah, I can say that, of course, English is our common language, and that's the way we communicate with each other. But I think one of cultural differences will be the communication style. You know, how you communicate in your own language is different from communicating in English. You know, sometimes like you know, Chinese people, for example, it's like they're shouting while they're talking, right? So, but in English, we talk more calmly, and especially Turkish people talk calmly in their language, but their attitude changes when they speak in English. So I guess how you communicate with other people, the style of communication, gestures, that's also a cultural difference. Let's say in Turkish, what's that? You say no, right?
And do the sound.
Yeah, and do the sound. But like, you know, when you do that in English, a person might not understand you, or they might think that you're saying yes. So yeah, body language, communication style, I guess those are like obvious cultural difference when it comes to language learning. You know, Turkish students tend to learn English the way they learn, the way or how they learn things in school. So like they treat English just like math or science, something like that. So yeah, it's quite hard for them sometimes to digest or to absorb the knowledge they get about English. So they tend to, you know, have a hard time communicating with others.
Yes.
And again, we go back to that topic of translating things in your head. So they always think in Turkish.
And actually, the translating is not good, because this is totally different. If I am a German, that's maybe good because the grammar also almost the same. You only need to translate it. So if you know the word, and that's enough. And not in German, maybe Italy or from other maybe European countries or different countries, similar grammar in English with English, but Turkish grammar is totally different.
Right.
That's why we maybe do not try to translate it every time, because once we translate it, it's totally different. There's different thinking and different grammar rules and something like this. But in my opinion, I'm asking if you agree with me. I think learning in foreign language is great, but if you don't know about the people's thinking, it's not enough also. For example, in United States, I'm living in here. Yes, I can communicate with the people, maybe like we call it bazaar English. How much is that? So can you give me that and only this? Yes, we can communicate, but the thing is, we have to learn the people thinking, and then, for example, how to argue the people. So how to maybe make an agreement with the people in your work, and how to communicate with the old people or the other peoples, especially in China. This is, I think, the most important thing when you learn in Chinese, because yes, you can know lots of words, lots of grammar rules. You can talk like a book, but if you don't know how to use that word, it's not good because in China the people using their Chinese different way.
Right.
I think this is the same in English. Maybe in UK it's different, but in US this is also different. Maybe in Canada. So I think, yeah, after we can learn together. So learning rules, grammars, words, but we also need to learn the people thinking.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the culture of the language.
Yeah,
that's right. So like you know, you hear native English speakers use idioms. It's because there's origin behind that. So there's culture behind that word. So same thing when I learn Turkish, there's always a background about that word. And so the more you know that, the more you know how to use that word, right? So that's really important. I think so. I agree with you.
My next question is, what are the usual motivations for students in Turkey to learn English, and how can this motivation be mentioned?
Okay, well, I think the motivation for them to learn English is when they have aims or targets.
Yeah.
You know, when they know their why they're studying English. The people I meet here, they study English because they want to go to Europe. They want to be an exchange student. They want to travel abroad. They want to work in the United States, for example. So they have target. They want to be promoted at work. So there's always target. That's the reason why they're motivated to learn English. You know, but sometimes it's hard to keep going. You know, it's hard to have that motivation, you know, to learn English. There will be times that you will leave your work half-baked, you know. It's like you started and then you just don't want to continue anymore. So I guess things that they can do to maintain that motivation would be setting clear goals. You know, once you have a goal, I know Turkish people are goal-oriented. I can say that. Yeah, they are future-oriented, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's a sentence, you know how to describe it? Plan like a Turkish, work like a German.
Oh.
I translated. I don't know. I don't know. Is it true? But you understand the mean, right?
Okay. Can you translate that in Turkish?
Türk gibi plan yap, Alman gibi çalış.
Oh, evet.
Because we love planning. We love to plan everything. We love to planning everything, and then the first week and the second week is going, wow, perfect. But after that, it's going down.
Right. But I think
so. That's why the people,
Turkish people also expect quick improvements. You know, they want to see that they're improving overnight. So language learning doesn't happen overnight. Actually,
that's me.
It's a process.
That's me.
Right.
That's me.
So yeah, I think maintaining motivation could be setting your goals while you're studying English. If you see little progress, celebrate those progress. You know, like you learn a new word or you learn how to pronounce a difficult English word, then celebrate that. You know, that could motivate you to keep going. And I guess always practicing, you know, and encourage yourself to interact with others, you know, because the more you interact with people, the more confident you will become. Like you're in the States right now and you get to interact with Americans every day. So it helps you to learn how Americans interact on a daily basis, right? So it's the same with me. It was hard for me to learn Turkish because it's a completely, totally different language. But once I learned how to, once I learned Turkish, then I get to really hang out with, you know, teyzeler, ablalar. Yeah. So yeah, there's always you always have to know why you're learning that language.
And they cannot speak English, so
Yeah.
that's why you have to know about it. Actually, that's also the other point.
Exactly.
So you don't have any choice,
Right.
any different choice. So
Right.
So that's also good to learn. Okay, so my other question, and okay, maybe this is the last question. How has living in Turkey impacted your experience in teaching and learning languages?
Being in Turkey, it was hard at first. Definitely, especially
Yes.
I don't know the language. People sometimes they laugh. I don't know if they're laughing at me or they're talking about me because I didn't understand anything, you know. But as I stay here and as I understand the language, it's getting easier and easier day by day. So it also helps me when it comes to teaching. I get to understand my students better. Yeah, especially my Turkish students. Why they make this mistake? It's because this is the word in Turkish. So I guess I got to really understand my students deeper, you know, when I started learning Turkish. So it's like, you're a baby, start talking or start, opening your mouth talking. It's the same when you are trying to learn a completely different language. So I could really get myself into my students' shoes when I learned, when I started learning Turkish. And I think it made me become more confident about my expertise, about teaching English. It has helped me a lot to not just improve my teaching, but also connect with different cultures. Because the more language you learn, the wider you think, right? So more language, wider vision. So it's like you would think differently. You would think outside the box, right? So I think it's the same with you. Turkish, Chinese, and English. So the way you think is not like, what's that? You're just thinking very traditionally. But once you learn another language, it's like you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're getting outside of the box. Then you start, having wider perspective.
Because once you learn different languages, you also maybe watch different movies, and you can talk the other people's. So that's why you can open mind, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. So how about your child? So do you speak in English or in your Filipino, right? How
Filipino. That's
Filipino.
my native language. Filipino.
How to pronounce it? Catalog?
Tagalog.
Tagalog, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tagalog.
Well, I generally speak English to my baby. And of course, when we are with our in-laws, then I have to speak in Turkish. So she's exposed to two languages. I talk to my family in the Philippines in Filipino or in Tagalog. So, and it's not all the time. So like she's more exposed to English and Turkish than to Tagalog. Yes. But as I've mentioned earlier, it's like the more you expose your kid at an earlier age, the better, so they could easily adapt the language. I have a friend here who's also married to Turkish. She's a Filipina, and she has a 2-year-old daughter. So because she's exposed to English and Turkish, she knows who to speak to in English, and she knows who to speak to in Turkish. She can't even translate it, when her mother-in-law cannot understand English, the girl translates it to Turkish. So as early as possible, really exposure to language is very important.
Yeah, same as our child actually, because yeah, I am only using Turkish to communicate with him, and then my wife only using in Chinese. So once he speaks with his mom using Chinese, and with me in Turkish.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I understand once he using in Chinese, but I am always okay. I always say please can you tell me that in Turkish, and then he tried to say in Turkish, but sometimes yeah, it's hard, I know, but they can speak, they can learn.
Right. So that is
and
really
he just started pre-kindergarten and learning English right now. I don't know.
He can do that. Yes, kids are smart.
I hope so, actually. So okay, let's play. Okay, and then let's test me, actually. This is not like a game. This is actually an exam for me. So we have a couple games. Okay, and then I sent you some words, and I never seen those words, actually. Just try to guess. First game called tongue twister challenge.
Oh, tongue twister challenge. Okay.
Okay, I sent you 3 sentences, and please trust me.
Okay.
I've never I never read those. Okay, and the first one is okay. So there's lots of S. So can you see?
Oh yeah. This is actually a great pronunciation practice if you have problems with sh and sounds. Yeah. Right. It's
I have that.
So I will say the tongue twister before you say it. Okay. So let's try it.
Okay.
She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay. So what I want you to do is to say it slow first and say it faster. Okay. So she sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay. Try it.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy. So, am I allowed to read slow first?
Yeah,
then
read it
I'm
slow
gonna
first and read it faster. Okay.
She sells seashells by the seashore. Wow. There are lots of sounds.
Yeah, okay. One more time.
She sells... Oh, okay, it's hard. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay.
She sells seashells. Oh. She sells and seashells. Okay. If I make it apart, it's kind of a little bit easier. She sells seashells by the seashore. By the seashore.
Okay.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
All right.
So what was it?
Yeah. Okay, try to make it faster.
She sells. Oh, okay, it's hard. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells. Okay. I'm sorry. She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay.
Okay.
That's the fastest one.
Cool.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay. That's a great one. All right. Okay, let's have this next one. You can say it slower first and say it faster.
Yeah, how much? Okay. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't understand that. How much wood will a woodchuck? What does it mean? Woodchuck.
It's a play word.
Okay.
Yeah, but woodchuck is like what's that? I think in the States they call it a groundhog. Have you seen that before?
I don't know.
A groundhog. It's like what do you call that? A kind of animal, a furry animal.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I remember there's a cartoon with that. Woody or Woody, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So let's try. How much wood will a woodchuck? Oh, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck? Okay. How much wood will a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Okay.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay.
That's the fastest. All right, good.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the last one. This is the classic tongue twister.
Okay, Peter Piper, right?
Peter Piper.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Pickled or pickled?
Pickled. So Peter Piper
Pickled, okay.
picked a pack of pickled peppers.
Pickled peppers, okay. Peter Piper picked Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Okay. Last time. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yes, actually it's a good pronunciation exercise. It's training your tongue to say words in English.
Yeah, the first one is the hardest one. She sells, she shares. There are lots of s and sh. And there's also one more in Turkish. There's one in Turkish, also the same sound, s and sh sound. Şu şişe, şu köşe yaz köşesi, bu köşe kış köşesi, ortadaki su şişesi. Have you heard about this?
That, and I'm not in the mood to try
it's
that
hard.
right now.
Okay. Okay, and the second game is pronunciation game.
Okay.
And we have 4 different and difficult pronounce words. So the first one is it's kind of easy. Rural.
Rural.
Rural.
Right. It's rural.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Okay.
As long as you know how to pronounce the R sound and the L sound.
Yeah.
Rural.
So how is the bad pronounced with this? Rural or something? Rural?
Rural, yeah, I guess so. It depends on the accent or where you come from.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like for us Filipinos, for example, we tend to pronounce R very hard. We say rural.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Sound, yeah.
Yes. Or others,
same
like Japanese or Koreans, they tend to switch R and L. So they would say lular, for example. Yeah. I think Chinese people too.
Yes, same.
Yeah. So we say rural.
Okay. Rural. Okay, second one.
Okay, second one.
There's lots of E sound.
Yes. Can you try it?
Okay. Anemone.
Animal. Okay. That's a nice try. But it's actually pronounced as anemone.
Okay, the topic is how I learned English. I'm sorry.
That's how you learn English. Okay.
But as you can see, I'm still learning. So how is the code? Anemone. Oh, okay.
The pronunciation is on the second syllable. Anemone.
Anemone.
Anemone.
Anemone.
Anemone.
Okay. Got it. So, but the true pronunciation is
anemone.
This one. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anemone. Oh, anemone. Okay.
The stress is on the second syllable. Anemone.
Anemone. Not. Yeah.
Anemone. Yeah, I know,
Anemone.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, when you try to when you see a word that you doubt pronouncing, try to check the dictionary and see the pronunciation of that in British English and in American English.
Yeah, it's sometimes totally different, but yeah, it's almost same. But yeah, water. Bottle of water.
Right.
So the third one is, okay, I'm trying. Worcestershire.
Okay.
The second one is maybe the sea, because it's always changing. I'm sorry, it's always change.
Right.
Maybe the Worcestershire. The last one is shire. I hope.
What's your final pronunciation?
Higher or shire. So maybe it's Worcestershire or Worcestershire or Worcestershire. Worcestershire. I don't know.
Okay, lots
Sorry,
of ways
so what
to
is
pronounce it. Okay, we say Worcestershire.
Oh my gosh. Worcestershire.
We don't say Worces. It's it's silent. We just say was.
Oh, what?
We don't say the RCE. Yes, so it's like was. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yes.
Oh.
But originally this word is British English, so it's like, I think it's a place in England. So British people might pronounce it also in a different way, like Worcestershire, for example. But in American English, they would say Worcestershire.
Yeah, there's actually one word, and I'm gonna send you. Actually, this is a state name. Okay. This is my question for you. And do you know how to pronounce it?
Oh, do you know how to pronounce that?
Yes, because lots of American people also cannot pronounce it.
But I usually hear they pronounce it as Connecticut.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but but all the Turkish people say that Connecticut,
Yes.
and we love the T sound, and then we say that connect because it's connect, but
Right.
in here the people say Connecticut.
Yes, Connecticut, right.
Yeah.
There are also like tricky state names in the States, right? Like Arkansas. So people would say Arkansas, right?
Yes.
They say Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it depends actually because there are different dialects as well.
Yeah, right.
So the last one is okay. I think it's quite easy. Squirrel.
Great. Okay, squirrel.
Right. Oh, that's the one.
Yes, you got it.
Squirrel.
But yeah, still English learners mispronounce this word. Squirrel.
Okay.
Yes.
Squirrel.
I hear English learners say squirrel. But yeah, if they hear native English speakers say this word as squirrel, they might not understand it because the way the English learner pronounce this is different from the way a native English speaker say it. So sometimes that's the reason why sometimes English learners would say, I don't understand native English speakers. It's because how they pronounce the words.
Yeah, I think the British English is hard to understand, hard to say. I think American English is more relaxed and easy for me.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's enough because it's almost 1 hour, maybe more. I don't know. So I think we can finish to play this game as well. So maybe we would like to. Maybe you can describe your channel and then we can finish. Is that okay?
Okay. Up to you.
Okay. So thank you so much, Teacher Janet, and I really appreciate to have this meeting and this conversation. And please tell about your courses, more about your courses and your social media, and maybe our viewers also want to see that, want to join your classes.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Muaz, for having me in your channel. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, if you guys want to connect with me, you can see my content on social media, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube. That is Englishera. So on Instagram and TikTok, you can see me as @the_Englishera, and on Facebook and YouTube, you can see me as Englishera. And I also have courses, digital courses. You may want to check out englishera.com, where you can access my courses for life. So you may want to join me and other English learners, and we get to practice English together via our Telegram community and via our live classes and via Englishera Cafe. So yes, and I think that's all. Thank you so much again, Muaz, and I hope one day we could collaborate again.
Yeah, thank you so much, and please join, and please visit the website and everything, every social media, and subscribe, like, and anything and everything actually. Yeah, and thank you very much again.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Evet arkadaşlar, bayağı uzun bir video oldu. Ben bu kadar uzun olacağını tahmin etmiyordum. Muhabbet bayağı güzel ilerledi. Normalde planım bu videoyu aslında ilk partını ben nasıl İngilizce öğrendim, ikinci partını da Teacher Janet'le beraber yapmayı planlıyordum. Ancak epey uzun, hem sohbet ettik, muhabbet ettik, hem sorularımızı cevapladık, hem de eğlenceli oyunlar oynamaya çalıştık. Belki başka bir videoda, Nasıl İngilizce Öğrendim adlı bir videoda yine kendi fikirlerimi de sizlere paylaşırım diyorum. Mutlaka ziyaret edin. Bu bir sponsorluk değildi. Benim öğretmenim, aynı zamanda arkadaşım olduğu için böyle bir video çektik. Zaten sürekli beraber yine haberleşiyoruz, görüşüyoruz. Benim Filipinler'den beri aynı zamanda kendisi hocamdır. Mutlaka siz de takip edin. Gayet güzel eğitimleri var. Sosyal medyada içerikleri var çok fazla. Orada devam ediyor. Öğretmenliğine de devam ediyor yine aynı şekilde. Zaten Türkiye'de kendisi. Siz de gidip takip edebilirsiniz diyorum. Ve İngilizcenizi geliştirebilirsiniz. Bir sonraki videoda tekrardan görüşmek üzere. Kendinize çok iyi bakın diyorum. Görüşmek üzere.